Hi, you're with India Post Live, India's first online news conversation web TV. I'm Ishan Russell, and today we bring you a special show because we have a really special person joining us. Dr. Shashi Tharoor joins us all the way from Thiruvananthapuram. He's a successful winning candidate from 2014 in this Lok Sabha election, and we'll be asking him questions. A whole host of people are joining us on Google Hangout to ask him questions. We also have managing editor of The Pioneer, Kushan Mitra, joining us in the studio, and also Lakshmi Krishna Kumara, deputy editor over here at India Post Live. All right, so let's get into it straight. Kushan, any question you have for Dr. Tharoor?
Congratulations, Dr. Tharoor, for winning second time round. But you're just one of 44 this time. I wanted to know how will the Congress play a constructive, what role will the Congress play in the opposition? You've praised Mr. Modi earlier today morning. I was reading some news reports. So what role do you foresee for the Congress in the opposition, and will you be a constructive opposition?
Yes, absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, I believe we should be a constructive opposition, because to oppose for the sake of opposing, which is frankly what the BJP did when they were in opposition during the UPA period, would be, I think, an insult to the mandate given by the voters to Mr. Modi and the BJP. But at the same time, this only holds good if Mr. Modi keeps to his word and the spirit of the very conciliatory and accommodative comments that he's made since his election, where he said he would be Prime Minister even for those who didn't vote for him, and he will strive essentially to include all sections of our society. If he does that, I think we have a duty to cooperate, because as members of Parliament and as Indians, we want India to develop, we want India to thrive. But if he embarks on a sectarian or divisive agenda along the lines of what we have heard from him in the past and what we fear today, then certainly we would be not only within our rights, but it would be our duty to robustly oppose this inside and outside Parliament. So everything depends very much on what the government does. But as I say, I think that where there is constructive action that will benefit all Indians, we would like very much, I'm sure, to cooperate with that. And where there is divisive or selective or exclusive actions, we will certainly oppose them.
All right, let's get into voices from the Skype callers that we have, from the Google Hangout callers. Ashutosh Poddar, he's a student, he joins us from Delhi. Ashutosh, go ahead with your question for Dr. Tharoor.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
All right, yeah, we seem to have an audio problem over there. Let's go across to the next caller that we have. There's Aneet joining us from Punjab. Aneet, go ahead.
हेलो
Yes.
नमस्कार सर, पंजाब से बोल रहा हूँ। मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, आपकी पार्टी कांग्रेस और बीएसपी की एक ही नीति है, इसी के कारण आपकी हार हुई है। उसका कारण तो मुख्य ये है, आपने जो दलित रक्षण की नीति अपनाई है वो बहुत गलत है। वो कैसे गलत है? जैसे देख लो, जो गरीब दलित है उसका पेरेंट्स 3000 पर मंथ कमा रहा है, जिसका अपर क्लास जो है, जैसे दलित में अपर क्लास है, उसका पेरेंट्स 1 लाख रुपया कमा रहा है, उसको पॉलिसी में एक ही आपने रखा है, रिजर्वेशन में।
All right, so you're asking about reservation. Dr. Tharoor is asking about reservation and the Congress's policies towards reservation, and many are seeing this as an election that where the issue of reservation or caste-based politics has been sidelined. Or what would the Congress's take as far as reservation be now?
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly understood the concern, and certainly we in the Congress party are doing some soul searching on these issues. The reason we have adopted the policy that he's talking about, where all Dalits, irrespective of economic level, get the same benefits, is because of the widespread conviction that Dalits suffer social discrimination, whatever their background, position, or affluence, and that therefore it is important to undo these 3,000 years of social discrimination by affirmative action, by positive support. This has been the party's principle. This, of course, the Supreme Court ruling about the so-called creamy layer, and people who are above a certain income level usually do not get the same benefits as those of the bottommost levels. But certainly we do understand that that the child of a Dalit politician or a Dalit IAS officer getting the same benefits as the child of a Dalit domestic servant would seem odd to some, and we have to look at all of this. But right now the argument is very much that Dalits suffer discrimination merely because they're Dalit, and not because of any position or earning that they might have.
All right, we have a voice coming in all the way from Thimphu. Abby joins us from Thimphu. Abby, if you could just unmute your mic and ask the question, please.
Congratulations, Dr. Tharoor, for winning a nail-biting contest from Thiruvananthapuram.
Thank you, Abby.
I just want to ask you, before you have said that Modi is a leader and he's not suited for India's inclusive democracy, but today's media reports say that, you welcome his conciliatory remarks. So has your opinion of Mr. Modi and his politics changed?
Well, it will depend very much on how he performs. Certainly, I'm very impressed by the fact that he has said things that are very different from the Modi of old, the Modi of the political campaign. He has, in fact, been quite conciliatory. And I think it would be, in fact, appropriate for us to take him at his word, as long as he is prepared to act according to those words and to conduct himself as somebody who would want to include all Indians in his development vision. If he does that, then I think obviously we will have to revise our opinion of him. But if he lives up to the fears we had of him, then we'll have a very different impression. At this point, we have an obligation to give him the benefit of the doubt, and that's exactly what I have done.
All right, let's also now get in a voice all the way from Pakistan. We have Ajmal Jami joining us. Ajmal, go ahead, ask your question.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Shashi. Congratulations to you. Let me sum it up my questions in three ways, since I know so many participants are waiting to talk to you. So my first question to you is that, is it an end for Congress? And how important it is for India to have a second party in the form of Congress that must exist like of its past, and which is not here right now. And third question with this, what made you to select a title Bookless in Baghdad? I'm just anxious to know about that thing, sir.
Okay, well, on the first two questions, yes, the Congress Party is a significant pan-Indian party with the presence throughout the country. We are in control of 13 of the state governments of India, which is far more than the BJP. So we actually have a significant role, and we will continue to play that role. And we hope we can restore the party to its old strength and its old glory. Having said that, it's also true that we have had a major setback with only 44 seats, and there is a significant amount of rebuilding that we need to do, which we will embark upon. The Congress has bounced back from electoral defeat before. I believe it's very important for a country like India to have an effective pair of national parties that can constantly challenge each other and at the same time offer distinct alternatives to the national voters. We having a much more inclusive and pluralistic vision, and the BJP having, as they claim, a sort of far more tough-minded vision of where India should be. And I think we could well have an interesting competition between these two visions of India by two national parties. Finally, on Bookless in Baghdad, I want a collection of essays about literature, about reading and writing. And the title essay, Bookless in Baghdad, is about the experience of visiting the booksouk in Baghdad, where the middle class was actually selling their own books in order to survive during the international sanctions imposed as a result of Saddam Hussein's invasion of Kuwait. And those sanctions meant that very many educated middle class people were forced to sell their own possessions in order to survive, and many of them sold their treasured libraries and their own books. So that was why the title Bookless in Baghdad, but I would encourage you to read the book. You may find it interesting. It's got a number of different essays about reading, writing, and the pleasures thereof.
And I would love to have a signed copy from you, sir. Thank you very much for answering my questions.
All right, Doctor, thanks so much, Ajmal. We also have a friend of yours, Dr. Tharoor, joining us all the way from Thiruvananthapuram. Ambassador T.P. Srinivasan joins us. He has a question for you as well. Go ahead, sir. Ambassador Srinivasan, can you hear me? Well, we seem to be having a bit of an audio problem. We'll try to reconnect with Ambassador Srinivasan. All right, let's go across to Ashutosh Poddar. Ashutosh, go ahead, ask your question.
I don't think the audio is clear.
Yes, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Firstly, congratulations, Dr. Tharoor, on your retreat from Thiruvananthapuram.
Yeah, go ahead, Ashutosh.
Yeah, so my question is that you recently had the CWC meeting in which you had the Gandhis resign and then the second resignation was immediately rejected. In a similar scenario, sometime back you also had Rahul Gandhi propose the ordinance and then you had him asking the Prime Minister for 12 surrenders, but those clearly weren't rejected. So you either have somebody resign or you have somebody not resign, but I cannot possibly imagine the Congress rejecting something which has been proposed by the Gandhis.
All right, so young student
So was
question.
the entire thing a drama or was it a real case of soul searching?
Dr. Tharoor, could you make out the question? He's asking as far as Rahul Gandhi and his. Dr. Tharoor? All right. We'll just try to reconnect to Dr. Tharoor. But Kushan, I mean, this is something that the Congress party really has to deal with. I mean, Rahul Gandhi almost has become an albatross around the neck.
Frankly, the Congress and I think also the communist parties need to do a lot of introspection. I don't know what next for the Congress. You know, I've been speaking to my friends in the Congress. They are worried that the Congress could, you know, sort of devolve into small regional groups. Keep in mind, as Dr. Tharoor said, they're in power in several states, but it's quite certain that the Congress will lose power in Maharashtra very soon. The fact I was just mentioning today morning that the journalist Pratap Simha won from Mysore, which is Siddaramaia's backyard. I mean, he's the MLA from there, and Pratap Simha actually won in that assembly segment, despite coming from the wrong caste, etc., etc. I mean, Siddaramaiya is a Kurba and Pratap Simha is a Gowda. We can carry on. This might have been India's first post-caste election. But his win, I mean, this puts the Congress in a back foot in Karnataka. As it is, the Congress is almost this close to splitting up in Uttarakhand. So how many more governments? I mean, it's very likely that that other than Himachal in North India, the Congress will not be in power anywhere. In North India at least, and even in southern India, save Kerala, where the BJP is weak.
And the left is also.
The left has been, I think the left really, I mean, much more than the Congress. If you were to ask me as just an observer, I think Prakash Karat should quit before Rahul Gandhi. So, I mean, because, come on, I mean, they've been wiped out in Kerala. I mean, not exactly, but they've been definitely been wiped out in West Bengal, where, I mean, I was in West Bengal for over a month during the campaign. But, I mean, they still have a core base, but it's just gone. There's nothing left. I mean, the BJP is from 6 to 17%, and I mean, that could lead to the left vote splitting up even more because, you know, voters in West Bengal will say, what's the point of voting for the left if they won't win any seats? I mean, the Congress won more seats with 9% in West Bengal than the left won. The left has votes across the state. The Congress just has votes in particular constituencies.
All right, Lakshmi, but coming to you, as far as what we've talked about the problem that the Congress has, but somebody who's bucked the trend is Shashi Tharoor. Why has been able to do that in Thiruvananthapuram?
Thiruvananthapuram, even this time, Shashi's constituency where he won, we saw it was a record victory, 2009 elections. It was over a lakh margin that he won by. And this time, again, you said BJP is not that big in Kerala, but that was one seat where BJP had a chance in Kerala. And Tharoor's margin was by 15,000 or so. So, and if you look at other constituencies too, BJP has done much better than before. So, there is, you know, that trend as well. And as far as left is concerned in Kerala, it has always been like that. You would have left, you would have the LDF, UDF, it comes and goes, and that's the same trend, I suppose, this time as well. It's not a surprise. You know,
I think some of the left vote went to the BJP also in Kerala,
yes,
which actually helped the Congress. But the left vote shattering oddly would help the BJP. You might say right wing, left wing, but keep in mind the BJP, I mean, from its utterances, is from an economic point of view pretty much similar to the other two parties. I mean, from basic economics and basic business and finance, while Modi might be pro-business and might make everything a bit easy, it might make it easier to do business in India in terms of subsidies and policies. The BJP is actually more or less similar to the Congress and the left.
All right. Any of the viewers who are right with us on Skype, would you want to join into this conversation? We're talking about the problems that the Congress is at. Yeah, go ahead, Ashutosh.
Yeah, so just a limited point that I wanted to make with regard to Bengal, since that's my home state. So I don't, I think, unlike the conventional wisdom, which is post-election, that the left might actually benefit from the split in votes between the TMC and BJP, I think what's happened is the anti-incumbency vote has been split between the BJP and the left, and Mamata has in fact ended up benefiting by getting 34 seats. Also, one interesting statistic from Bengal was that in the 2009 election, you had the BJP polling more than 1 lakh votes in only 3 Lok Sabha constituencies. I think in this election, it was something around 34 or 35 constituencies. Yeah. That shows the kind of support that they have generated in Bengal. Also, I don't agree when the journalist over here is saying the BJP is a party which is more left when it comes to economics. Probably that could have been said, let's say, 5 or 10 years back, but I don't think if you study the Gujarat model and the way economic policy has been implemented in Gujarat, I don't think the BJP's policy is that of pro-subsidies.
No, I don't think he mentioned it. No. Listen, let me give you a clarification. My father was the BJP candidate from Hooghly, right? So just to give you a clarification, he's been a BJP member now for over 2 decades. And I have been involved with the party as well. I'm not saying I agree with the BJP's view on subsidies. In Madhya Pradesh, we have implemented the Food Security Act better than any other state. Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. We are not exactly anti-subsidy either. We just make doing business easier. I mean, as the joke goes, if you want to set up a hotel in Delhi, you need 34 licenses. I mean, what Mr. Modi has done sometimes are very, very small things. For example, in Gujarat, one of the best things he did was to separate industrial, residential and agriculture electricity feeder lines. Very, very small thing he did, which guaranteed power to all 3 people. All 3, and in Gujarat, power is actually quite expensive, but it's there 24/7. I mean, I've gone to companies in Gujarat as a journalist, I've gone to cover those, where they don't even have an iota of backup. I mean, Bombardier and McCain Processed Foods does not have a generator on their campus. These are small things. These are small things, doing the small things right. Mr. Modi yesterday made very clear in Parliament when he addressed the BJP parliamentary party that they are going to be a government of the poor. So I do not believe the subsidy regime will go away. Coming back to West Bengal, we were nowhere in 2009. I mean, even in Hooghly, where we had 40,000 votes in 2009, now we had 2 lakhs and a bit. We still lost. But the number of votes we got in many seats, I agree with your contention, the number of votes we got in many seats, if you had added those votes to the left front candidate would have won. I mean, even in Hooghly, I mean, BJP plus left front greater than Trinamool. We did have the split in the vote did help the Trinamool, and Mamata's entire campaign was based on becoming the kingmaker in Delhi. I mean, when we are going to go back for 2016, our entire contention would be, listen, you got cheated out. Because I don't think, while conciliatory voices have been made towards the Trinamool, the BJP does see West Bengal as, I mean, if you're from Bengal, 42 seats. It is the 3rd largest state, with Andhra splitting up now. It is the 3rd largest state in India. 42 seats. You cannot, I mean, will the BJP win 73 out of 80 in 2019? We don't know. But we have to win much more than 2 out of 42 in 2019. The aim of the party in West Bengal is 2016. Frankly, in 2016, we have to become the 2nd largest party in the state assembly. And Mamata has already said she will not attend the swearing in. So
there you have I think your main opposition party.
It's going to be interesting because she sees the BJP as a threat, and I'm very sure the left vote will splinter, because What's the
Yeah, but
point
then
of voting
that
for a loser?
consolidates her vote as well. So I think
will
it's advantages for her to
It will
have.
consolidate her vote, but I do not believe, you know, she will do this well because her entire campaign
All right.
was based. Let's see how this chit fund scam goes. Let's see how the CBI probe into that goes. That's going to be an open question.
All right, so this was a conversation with Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Unfortunately, he had to leave in the middle of it. We'll take those questions that you have for him. You tweet those out to us. You post them on Facebook. We'll try to get him to answer those questions on Twitter or on Facebook to your queries. All right, final question, Kushan. The big news from this morning, 8:55, Shashi Tharoor tweets out that I am impressed by Narendra Modi. And Narendra Modi then has also tweeted, not in response to Tharoor, but talking about Rajiv Gandhi's martyrdom today and paying his respects over there. Narendra Modi as a larger statesman, can he even take the Congress along? Can he win the Congress over?
Listen, the Congress, the BJP for the last 3 years in Parliament, after they developed a spine finally, you can argue, really did, you know, stalled work. I don't think the Congress or the Trinamool or the AIDMK has the numbers to stall work in Parliament. In fact, I believe that the AIDMK will come over to the BJP's side, particularly in the Rajya Sabha. The BJP does need help in the Rajya Sabha. It only has 84 seats. If Amma comes on board, if a couple of, Biju comes on board, a couple of other people here and there come on board, they'll probably come closer to a majority. But I don't think, the BJP will have to be a bit more statesman-like. And keep in mind, the BJP did help the Congress pass bills in the last in the 15th Lok Sabha. The food security bill, several bills. It was, in fact, some of the Congress allies opposed it. The BJP are the ones who actually pushed helped the Congress push those bills through. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I hope our national parties can work together for the national interests of the country. I mean, at the end of the day, it's been a very divisive last couple of years in this country, and I know the election's coming up again in 4 or 5 months. But I just hope for now, the volume can come down a bit and we can all work together, because at the end of the day, we are all Indians. And we should all work together for the betterment of this country. And I think Mr. Modi has made the right noises, and I'm glad that Mr. Tharoor has also made the right noises.
All right, on that positive note, I think we can wrap the show up because Dr. Tharoor has left us. But in case you had a query or a question for him, do tweet it out to us, do send us a response, and we'll surely forward it to him to try to get your responses answered. Well, thank you very much, all you guys on Google Hangout for joining us. And also, Kushan, thanks very much for coming into our studio, and thanks, Lakshmi, for sitting in as well. All right, so that's it on this conversation with Dr. Tharoor. We'll try to get as many leaders, even from the Congress, BJP, as possible, to try to get them to respond directly to your queries. Thanks so much for watching.